So it's about it's about 7 o'clock, maybe. Oh, I didn't think about that. It's probably about 7:30. New Year's Eve. They just started popping the firecrackers outside. Zara and them are right here. I think Zara will be okay. They've been popping firecrackers, probably the last few nights since Christmas, really. And she okay. We here with her. She don't have nothing to worry about. And the babies, it's been happening since they've been pretty much here. So, they've had a few holidays where they were here. And so they know the noise or whatever. It don't really make them worried. I don't see where they would get stressed and worried from, because we don't make a big deal about it. So that's the whole thing with the fireworks. And the dogs, they're fine. That's them there. I don't know if you can hear the firecrackers in the back, but they've been popping them for about, I would say, maybe like an hour and a half since it got dark. So maybe it's closer to 8, but it gets dark so early. Anyway, I did my hair again. It gets lighter as the time passes. I want to go platinum, so I may have to do it again in a couple days. It's got to rest, though. But people always like, I lose my curls. My curls, they loosen a little bit, but in like a couple days, they'll be right back tight and where they won't hang at all. So I did my hair. What else did me and Kaylin do? I made turkey tacos, which I love every this time of the year. Whatever leftover turkey that's left, I make turkey tacos, and they go hard. So I made turkey tacos. Me and Kay talked most of the day while I was doing my hair. I don't know what's going on with me, but every day I get nauseous or I throw up. And today it happened when I took the dogs out, and it's like people outside and passing by in their cars, and I couldn't hold it. I'm just throwing up out there. I'm like throwing up right there where I take them to use the bathroom. I was trying to like make it to the house, and so I was trying to hold it a little bit, and it really came out. It just, oh, not cute. So I don't really like the orangeness of my hair. Oh, you can't see my bow. I have to edit that out. Yeah, I don't like that orangey part, but it gets lighter. It does that every time, and then it'll be really blonde once some sun hit it. But I just wanted to end this year by saying I'm so excited about this coming year, simply because everything that happened in 2019, how I started 2019 with the intention that it was going to be different, with the mindset that it was going to be different. And even though I had no idea how different it would be, or what really would be the difference, I just knew that I was changing it. I expected differently, and that's what happened. Simple. That's it. I expected it with a pure certainty that I was not going to settle or accept what had happened the year before. I wasn't going to do it. And in every area that I put that energy, I can honestly say I saw a change. And so with that being said, 2020, oh my God, I'm really excited, and I can't really tell you the last time besides 2019 that I was so excited about the upcoming year. So I just want to say Happy New Year, Happy 2020, and I look forward to doing business with you, to listening to you, to being able to share my experiences with you, and growing with you. I just want to be able to love on you in a way that may be differently than you've been loved before, in a way that builds you, in a way that makes you feel loved, like to your soul. Like it's like a love that you don't want to let go, a love that you don't want to give up, a love that you seek in other people and other things, because it is genuine. It's with honesty, it's with truth, it's with life experiences, it's with no judgment. like accepting, it's with acceptance that whoever you are, whatever you do, if I choose to do that with you, I'm going to give you everything that you're willing to receive. You know, all the love that you need. If I see a place that is lacking love, that's where I want to just like liquefy myself and pour into that of you without, this is the best part, is that I used to pour love in a way that made me empty because I didn't know when was enough, as far as to like, this is what you need today. And I don't have to give it all to you at one time. The more I allow God's universal love to be a part of who I am, the more I have to give. And with that comes with a knowing of how much, when to say yes, when to say no, when to just listen, when to speak, when to, and that's the whole love thing, is being opened. Maybe not even if I don't know exactly when, but stepping back and asking when, asking the universe, asking the spirit, asking God, when is this time, if I don't know. But there's also a knowing within myself that I want to be so fine tuned with, that on a regular, I know. And what I say is I know is because I'm walking so in my purpose that you've already shown me prior to having to walk it, because I made that connection in that way, which is in the same way I want to walk, so connected to God, the universe, the spirit, that we are one. And the communication is in the now. It's live. It's happening as I walk. It's like he gives me a dream, and I say he, and when I say he, I kind of almost feel like, no, don't do that. Don't put a pronoun on God of everything. So, and I want to be able to grow in those ways with myself, because there has been an awakening in this 2019 that has allowed me to unlock and remove the chains that had me bound in my mind, that had me thinking that changing my thought was so hard. And not understanding that the thought, whatever I think is who I am, is what I'll be, is what I'll create. I have that power to think that I have to find that within someone else other than the God of all creation, the God of the universe, thinking that I needed to seek that in Jesus, Allah, whoever, other than just going straight to my creator, kept me locked, kept me programmed, kept me trapped, that I needed to have a middleman to stand in the gap for me. That caused me to feel and believe things that were not true based upon my experience. I'm an experienced person. If my experience with you is your actions are different than what you say, then my experience is that you're not honest. But if my experience with you is that your actions align with what you're saying, and I see you speak life into people, give life into people through your actions and your words, I'm going to want to love on you and pour into you and receive from you. And therefore we have an exchange. We have a relationship. It's not, I'm just taking care of you or you just taking care of me. We are in relationship. We are loving and taking care of each other, which is the type of relationships I want to have, because I have a lot to give. I have so much to give, and I like to give it freely without feeling like I might need to hold back because you may misuse it or take advantage of it. No, why should I have to love like that? Why should I have to love you in fear that you're going to treat me like you treat everybody else, or in fear that your actions towards other people is the truth, that your actions, those will be your actions towards me, because my experience is my knowledge. Simple as that. Whatever I've experienced with someone is not going to cause me not to love people. It's going to cause me to be very, I don't even want to say cautious, because I don't feel like I'd be like peeping over, around corners, meaning that I get to feel you out. Your vibe, your energy, that matters before you even speak. And then once you speak, I'm like, I'll listen, especially the first few times. And then there's now, who are you as a person as far as what does your actions show? Like, if you said I'm going to be there at 7 o'clock and you show up at 8 o'clock, I'm like, oh, what happened? Oh, something happened? Oh, okay. 2 weeks later, we supposed to meet somewhere and you don't call me, you forget, or you don't say nothing, and I'm there and I'm calling you, you don't answer the phone. I don't know, these just random things that would make me, red flags, that would make me look at somebody and not really look at them, but and not even judge, but just look at, I'm going to pay attention, because it ain't like something wrong with you or like I feel like you're not good enough. It's just that I'm creating what I want for myself, and I want reliable people in my circle, consistent people, people that have a desire to have more and do more in a way that's beyond what we were taught that we can have. Not like I'm so better than you, I can have, but anybody, any of us, to realize that we can have whatever we want no matter where we are today. And I say that based upon simply my experience with the fact that I couldn't walk. I didn't walk for 7 years, and doctors told me I would never walk again. I based so much on that. And what it took me almost dying. It took my husband leaving me at the time. He left me there, maybe not to die, but I almost died there like that. And so, it was my experience that taught me I had to always be strong enough to be able to never be in that position again. And what caused me to be in that position was how I thought about thank you, baby. I love you, Daddy. What caused me to be in the position to where I was completely dependent on somebody was how I thought about my situation. It may not have started out that way, but I had come to believe what the doctors told me. I lost my power in the process, which was something I didn't even realize I had, the type of power that I know that I have now, or that I know that I've had, because I've always had it. I look at stuff, I didn't realize I was manifesting, walking by changing my thought. The situation God allowed, well, not gonna even say God allowed. I created a situation for myself, which based upon pretty much the universal laws, the cause and the effect of what I created for myself put me in that position, so that I ended up by myself before I realized that I had that power to change my thought and get out of the situation. I tried to kill myself out of the situation 3 times in that time. I think it was a total of 4 times I tried to commit suicide. And I became angry, like, I can't even get out of this. This is crazy. I called it my pit. I talk about it in my journals. My neck's still hurting. I talk about the pit in my journals and what that experience was like to be in the pit, and how depressing the pit was, and the anxiety that the pit caused. But I put myself there in my mind as I described the pit and how dark and cold and hard it was to get out. This was really my mind that I described. I didn't realize that as I was writing that. But as I go back and the more I grow, I realize I created that for myself. And that was the thought. It was all in the thought. And all I had to do was change how I saw my situation. Instead of me thinking like, okay, maybe because I can't walk today, don't mean I can walk tomorrow, even though they told me I couldn't. I could have changed the thought to, not even acknowledging that I couldn't walk, but instead saying, I I will walk. Or just, I can walk, even though in that moment I couldn't. Even if I thought it may seem crazy to somebody else, but now that I look back, it took me dreaming of dancing. And I believe that just that small energy that I put forward to, like, I was going to dance. In my mind, I danced. I was dancing and my body moved in my mind. I remember that. I remember dancing. I did ballet. I did I did everything in my mind. I did it. And today, I even consider dance class because I'm like, I still want to move in that way that I imagined, that I did in my mind. It will happen. I'm sure. I don't know when, but because I imagine it, and the more I think about how I thought about it then, and now that I can walk, that it's that much possible, I'm sure I'll do it. I've considered skydiving when I said I would never do something like that because how it made me feel when I was sick, or that I might die. I might have another stroke. What if I have a massive heart attack? Like, the thought. I allow myself to think if I tried it, I might die. And that's what kept me trapped in the pit. I said all this to say is that this new year is about to be so amazing because I've regained my power. By changing my thought, I could do anything because I think I can. That is so beautiful to me. Like I said, my experience is what I go on, and nobody can tell me that that's not real. That me changing the thought in my mind, that from I can't to I can, does not manifest it happening, because it does. I can walk. Shoot, I can run. I do run. I dance. I just don't publicly dance. I ballet. I do everything. I do all the dances that the young kids do. Sometimes I've recorded it and I look back, it don't look like that, but in my mind it's that. So if I really just put the energy towards it to learn it, it would. You know what I mean? And sometimes I tell myself I'm creating new dances because I'm more of a choreographer. I could see it more than I want to just really be the one performing it. Like, I don't mind, like, I see it this way, and saying, no, maybe you should do this, you do this, and creating it. Like, I see that. I've always seen it that way. And I've always tried to figure out how could I draw it or map it out in a way to where I could just give it to somebody. This is what I see. So I'm excited about seeing that creative part of myself more, because I've shocked myself over the years just by trying and believing I'll get it. Like learning to crochet and teaching myself was probably the hardest thing I can do. And I had people that tried to teach me along the way. But I'm a self-learner, and a lot of things I truly grasped when I just told myself, girl, you can do this. You can make that. And as I made it, even though it was not looking like what the other person made, I learned along the way. And I made things even better than what I was trying to make it like. And that's exciting too. It's like, not only can I learn it, but I can create it even better or differently in a way, like coming up with my own stuff. Like, to think that setting trends and setting new ways of doing things is something that I have within me. It makes me excited, because that means, like, I won't always just be doing the same thing or stuck at the same place. And that's probably why I've always started a lot of things and either passed it on to somebody or left it alone, because I'm a creator. I can create it and give it on to somebody else. I want to create jobs and be a part of pouring whatever somebody needs to make their dream come true, to make their passion come true. So that would require me to be in a position to have money, to have, my own businesses where I can be able to afford those opportunities to other people at no cost. You know what I'm saying? Just really helping somebody get to the next step. If somebody got like all these ideas, or say somebody like a songwriter or a singer, they have the voice of them, but they don't have enough money to make this trip to whatever the place is they have to go to be in a contest or something. I want to be a part of helping them get to that point. Maybe not even just not getting the trip there, but how can we get you some singing lessons? Or do I know somebody who can give you really great singing lessons to help you be even better at the performance? I want to be that link. To have those things, to be able to help somebody reach a goal or reach a passion. If it's just one thing keeping them from that, if it's a little investment that they need, like, but also smart about it. Like, if I have an investment, like, also teach people through what I do. So I'm not going to just give you nothing, which is the way I normally would do something. If I have it, it's yours. But in a way to teach them by, say, I'll invest it in you. No, I'm not going to loan it to you and then you pay me back, because I might as well just give it to you, because loans don't ever get paid back. But how about investing? Give me 1% of it. You know what I'm saying? And that way we grow together. We build partnerships together. And not in a way just for me to gain, but when you appreciate something, when you exchange something for it, or when you work hard for it, that's just what it is. And I don't want to set anybody up for failure where they just think that, hey, you can always go to me or anybody for just to give you what you need or help you get that last step. No, you may have to exchange a little something for something. Everybody has something somebody else need. In a way, maybe you can do this for my company. Like, you could be a liaison, or you could just be on the board for the nonprofit committee. An exchange that will, in contract, of course, because I'm at a new point in life where I do feel like people should be held to some type of contract, because your word by itself ain't shit no more. When I was younger, you say your word is your bond, and that really meant something. That was like gold. Your word is your bond. And if your word ain't equal up to shit, then you're nobody. You have no integrity. I'm not doing nothing with you. It don't matter how much money you got. If your word don't match up, then I'm not. Nowadays, if you got money, then we good. Let's do business. No. So that's where I'm at. I'm excited about 2020. I see so much stuff happening for Burnley and them, the ideas and stuff that I have for them and their channel. And really, like, I don't know if I've ever shared on my channel, but my passion with them is just really to multiply what they've given me. Everybody be like, oh my God, it was so great you saved them. But just like when I had Mr. Bentley, my first Shih Tzu, he saved me. It was not, like, I was at a point, like, my sister had just passed when Brinley came. And you guys know the story of my sister Pauline and all of that. But she had just passed, and I'm still going through just with, like, how I see my mom and the role she played in me not knowing her, and just like the whole, like, oh, but you so Christian, but you held this lie this whole time. I'm struggling with that so bad, but Brinley and them just really gave me this opportunity to be kind of like a mom. We have a schedule to eat 4 times, 5 times a day sometimes. They have to go out every few hours. When Brinley came, she was a baby. So, I know, right? I get comfortable. She was a baby. So, I should make this a whole nother one so it's not so long. I'm going to stop. So, stay tuned for part 2. If you like my channel, please subscribe and click the bell button so you can be notified of the new videos I post. So much is coming for 2020, so please click the subscribe and the bell. Please comment down below and let me know what you think about my style. I know I'm like 46 years old, but who cares? Anybody could do YouTube, and anybody can do anything they want to. It's really with the thought. It starts what you believe about yourself. And so if you like my whole vibe, just click the like button and leave a comment, okay? I love you guys, and I look forward to just pouring whatever I have, whatever I can, knowledge, whatever, into you guys. And just looking forward to what I can learn from you. So I love you, and I'll see you in part 2, which might be in 2020. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.